Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to start back with our Tomb of Annihilation, or as I like to call it, how many TPKs can we make in one campaign? Um, we have some.
The title's shorter. Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah, that's a little bit shorter.
Fits on a book better.
Um, it's not as scary though.
No.
But we have four adventurers who are off and kind of at a moment where they get to make a bunch of decisions. Just a quick recap from last couple of episodes. Our group of adventurers ran into some trouble as they made their way to the island of Vostra. Their ship that they were sailing on, the Father Seahorse, was commandeered by pirates, and they were sold to the Colosseum in a city called Port Narazaru, where they had to fight for their lives. After winning their first fight, the group, along with their captain of the ship that they were on, was approached by a wealthy woman who had a curse, a physical curse that they could see, and her name was Sindra Sylvain, and she offered to buy their freedom from the Colosseum if they would seek out for her the cause of her curse. They must, of course, win their next match to prove themselves capable. And so, after defeating a Commodon, a leopard-like creature with snakes that came out the back, who they even were able to defeat it with one of their group asleep, our monk, T or Ty T. Is it Ty or T? Ty was asleep on the job the whole time. But once they defeated it, they were freed and they were let loose on the city. We ended our last week's episode with Maximilian, Enoch, and T. They went shopping once they and got some new gear, some additions to their gear, and Val Run. He walked back with Syndra to
that's right.
the merchant prince's lavish abode, and he talked with one of the merchant princes, Wakanga, who gave him some information, and they were all going to meet at a hotel or a inn that Syndra had told them about, and we left off with Weiwei, the captain of the ship, and Enoch and Maximilian and T walking and seeing this huge herd of dinosaur racers rumble through this overhead bridge. And so that's where we will pick up today.
So
what would you guys
split, right?
Yes, it is split, and there's two different ends that you guys were told about. There was a kind of a feistier one that you could kind of get into some trouble or probably kind of get rowdy, and it was called the Thundering Lizard. And then there was one that where you could get a good night's sleep, and that was called Kayla's House of Repose. Both of them were located in the northern market ward, close to some of the docks, so that the sailors could get to the inn to have them a drink. And so I don't know if you guys decided on where you were going before you split off, or you're just going to kind of whatever you'd like to do. I don't know. I don't remember if y'all decided. Did y'all decide where y'all were going to meet?
I don't think so.
I don't see anything written down that we just said. Oh, wait a minute. I think we did Kayla's House of Repose.
Okay.
Because it's where Syndra was staying.
Okay. And so we will retroactively say that that's where y'all had agreed to meet. And Weiwei, the sea captain, was leading you guys there. as you stumbled upon this racing of dinosaurs. And so,
Oh, that's right.
yeah. So
I'm
we'll
not
cut.
there, though.
We'll cut to the three. We'll cut to the three of you. Wei Wei kind of looks at you and laughs and says, "Haven't you ever seen a dinosaur race before?" I guess
Has
not.
the dinosaur got your tongue, Robert?
No, I don't think I've ever seen a dinosaur race before, especially since I've never seen one before.
A race or a dinosaur?
A dinosaur. Of course, I've
Oh.
seen races before. I'm not that much of a cretin. What do you think I am?
I'm sorry, just trying to understand. We have them 3 times a day. The first one is a 4-footed race, so all the dinosaurs on 4 feet race each other, and the second one is a 2-footed race, and then the last one is just a free for all where anything goes, like a cage match almost. So he kind of tells you a little bit more as you walk along. Is there anything you guys would like to do before you get back?
Let's see. Not really.
No.
Just enjoying being locked up in what those cells they had us in.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a beautiful place. It's tropical. There's brightly colored birds that will just fly and land on the top of the little makeshift tents set out in the marketplace. Y'all are walking through the market district. Y'all have been shopping for weapons and different things, but there's places where you can buy fruits, and there's places where you can buy perfumes and spices, and this rivals any of the other big cities as far as their marketplace goes. And everything is vibrant and colorful. There's no dull browns. It's all reds and yellows and purples and things as you walk through. And so you also see, besides the dinosaurs, you see some unique creatures. You see some lizards, some green lizards, and as they open up their 2 front limbs, they have kind of a bat-like wing spread that's bright red, and so they're able to glide. And so you see some of them jump off of the buildings and kind of glide down if they see some food along the roadways. You also see what look to be monkeys, but they also have wings, not bat wings, but like angel wings. And so you have some flying monkeys they're flying around. And you thought monkeys were bad whenever they were only on foot, but flying monkeys seem to be even more mischievous as they dart here and there as people are walking through. You see some small dinosaurs that are used as kind of pack mules that are carrying goods, and some different people as you're walking through. And so Wei Wei kind of guides you along left, right, left, and you make your way to Kayla's house of repose without any incident, without any harm. And he walks you right up and opens the door, says hello um, to the lady behind the bar by a first name basis, and y'all just settle in there for a time being. If I can, I'm gonna switch back over um, to Val. Val, you were coming out of the merchant prince's home. He had given you some advice. He'd given you the name of another merchant to talk to as far as guides are concerned into the jungle. And he'd given you a map that he had collected that had some points of interest noted on there. And so you are at the doorstep of this swanky palace. And what would you like to do?
Well, I believe that we had to go. If I get this right, we had to go to. We were looking for our guide. His name. Let me look it up real quick. Prince Job. Or Prince Job or Jobe. Joby.
Jobay.
Jobe.
Jobay. Prince Job was the merchant prince who was over the gods, and so he knows all of them that are certified with the city, and the merchant prince Wakanga said he would be the person to talk to about
That's right.
getting one, and so you can basically make your way back at a later time, or you can go talk now, whatever you'd like to do.
So I'm looking through my notes here. Sindra is at Kaya's house of repose for the night. Oh, so that's where we decided that the city of Omu is where we need to go.
Yes, but the legend is there's something. There is a deep magical aura or attraction that comes from that ancient city, but it's been lost. Its whereabouts has been lost.
Okay, because it shows here that we have a Wizard's Journal from Vorn.
Mm-hmm.
We have to find Vorn, and he's a shield guardian.
Vorn, yes, he had a shield guardian with him. But Vorn was a wizard.
We have to find him, right? That's what we have to go.
You have his map that was recovered. Yeah,
that's right. Okay, so I do know about. I need to go to find a merchant that sells kawathi, which is insect repellent.
Okay.
And I was warned about the blue mist that gives mad monkey fever.
Mm-hmm. There's mad monkey fever from the blue mist.
Yeah.
That will spring up out of the jungle. You should have also been told not to drink the water.
Oh.
Don't drink the water. Take your own.
Oh, that's right. I'm a druid. I can craft my own.
Yeah. So don't drink the water. There's these things called throat leeches. Not very good for you. But yes.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, Sindra, do you know of any places around here where we can get the insect repellent? The kawathi?
Yes. There's plenty of places that sell, because everyone needs it, even inside of the city. You are not immune to some of the bugs and illnesses that will kind of try to recapture this area. So we can make a stop on our way back. Yeah.
Is the insect repellent, is it magical? Is it all natural, like herbal, or what's the alchemical makeup of it for Chris Young?
Oh, for the DM.
You're the science man. You tell me.
It's actually essential oils, thieves. Yeah, that's all it is.
The reason I ask is perhaps it's something if we find the right plants and being a man of nature, so perhaps I can create some for us.
Um, she nods. She nods her head, and smiles, and she says, I'm not doubting your skills." And if you, she kind of nods to you, and you remember that she had the rose that
Mhm.
you gave her previously in the Coliseum. She says, "I'm not doubting your talents or your skills." She said, "But you have to understand the merchant princes and princesses. Uh, they control the buying and the selling of all of the different things here in the city. Anything that comes into the city or out of the city goes through one of them. And so, if you're going to try to do that, don't market it, because it's like you're coming in on their territory, if that makes sense."
Yes, monetary value has no meaning to me. It's more of I will plan on purchasing this, but if we run out, I will need to make sure I can create this again with for from what I hear the bugs here are very deadly. So
Yes.
that is what I was referring to.
And she says, "Yes, that's, again, I'm not doubting your motives. I'm not doubting your skill. I would just keep this to myself. And just understand that everything runs through the merchant princes. And if you start giving the stuff that they're selling away for free, they're going to have a problem with you. Or even if you're selling it without their permission."
Well, you don't need to worry about that.
She also says,
I'm not going to be
uh,
selling anything.
I will also tell you that there are other gods that are available out there that are not sanctioned by the merchant prince. She says they be it's all the same line. All the money comes in and out of the merchant prince and princesses. And so if that's a decision that you make, just be wary of what's going to happen. These are
Well,
very powerful people.
need to be a decision we all make once we meet up with the group. But I will
Sure.
take your advice as well on this, and your input because everyone's out for their own means. I've been around enough to know that everyone has their own agendas, and I'm fine with that. That's the nature of the beast, as I like to call it.
Yes, of course. Um, well, shall
Yes, let's
we
find a merchant and purchase, and then head back to the Kalaya's house of repose for the night. What time of day
Okay.
is it?
It's getting close to evening time now.
Okay.
Remember, y'all waited till after, basically after lunch,
Okay.
before y'all even fought anything, which was a good thing because y'all weren't like the matinee or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's getting close to evening time. And so you stop in at um, a shop that is along the way. It's called Ye Old Deets Insect Repellent. Deets, Deets.
Ye old deets. Got it.
Deets. Ye Old Deets. Uh,
Well, is
and
Ye old there, or is Mr. Deets home?
Mr. Deets, um, is his
Master Deets.
he's not there, but his son, Deep Forest is, and
It's my kind of place.
is at the register, walks in, and says, "Hello, top of the morning to you.
So you're saying Deet is off today?
Deep is up. Yes, yes, I'm his son. Deep Forest. Deep is my father. How are you?"
We're very well, thank you. We were inquiring about your insect repellent. We're about to have to go into the jungle and
Why?
oh, it's a personal matter with one of the merchants. I'm sure you understand.
The merchants are gonna send somebody like you in?
Yes, I can handle myself. Check this out. And now we'll druid craft something of matter of fact, what kind of place am I walking into here? Is there like a lot of natural stuff?
Oh yes. Um, it's there's lots of plants, exotic plants.
That's what I'll do. I will druid craft a very exotic plant that may have some value if like crumbled up or something. Like maybe what is a flower that you can crumble up and use like for medicine? Aloe. I'll make a little aloe pup, an aloe pup in my hand, and then hand it over to him.
It goes. It said a pup.
It's a pup. Is that what they're called? The little aloe pups are called pups. Am I right?
I don't.
You're gonna make me Google this, aren't you?
So you give him an aloe plant.
A baby aloe plant. Yes.
Yeah, a baby aloe plant, and he looks at it and
do you know what this is?
he says, "Oh yes,
Deep forest."
yes, an aloe pup."
That's exactly right. Now you can
He
grow
says-
this, and it actually creates more pups. It is a very lucrative business with a lot of healing powers, natural healing
yeah.
powers.
Yeah, absolutely. He hands it back to you. He says, "So you want to buy some? You want to buy some off?"
Extra strength, please.
Okay.
The smellier, the better.
So, he rummages through. There is a small bottle for 1 silver. There's a medium bottle for 20 silver. There's a big bottle, extra strength, for 50 silver. And
What do they do exactly? Like doses or what?
yes, so it's the big bottle is about 50. If you use it as directed, it's about 50 charges or 50 days worth. But now if you've got 4 people, all of them are going to wear it, so
10
you're
days,
taking
so-
it down by 4.
10
and
days
so-
for 5 people, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can do that. How many do you? How many do you of those large ones do you have?
Well, we kind of we're only allowed to sell 2 at a time.
Okay,
As
I'll
per-
take 2. Yes, I understand. There's a, you know,
Yes, there's
there's things happening.
higher powers. Yes, so that'll be 1 gold, please.
1 gold. You got it. You got it, sir. There's 1 gold for you. Thank you so much.
He takes it, he bites it, bends it, and says "Yippee!" and jumps up and clicks his heels and puts it in the drawer.
Well, I have another one of those for you if you can help me figure out how to cure or at least hide the symptoms or help the symptoms of kind of looking around the blue mist monkey fever.
The monkey fever. He says the best way to avoid the monkey fever is don't walk into the blue mist.
So there's no natural herbal remedies for people who carelessly, and I agree with you, they should stay out. But what if they happen to be sleeping and the blue mist comes upon them? I may have to help them. So is there a natural cure you have here for, or any kind of treatment for that? Is
Yes.
Hydrochloroquine.
Oh, skin's so soft.
There is. Wonderful. What is that, please? Can you, what do you...
Let's see. This, and he says he walks back, and he takes, like, he goes into the back,
Mm-hmm.
and he comes back out with a really large container, and it has this green liquid in it, and he kind of sets it on the table, and he says, if you're affected by the monkey fever because you aimlessly walked into the blue mist, he says, you just take a swig of this, and poof, you don't have the monkey fever anymore.
How many doses is that one?
This is about 2 doses, and this is like a gallon worth of liquid, so they're gonna have to drink a half a gallon.
That's a constitution check. How many of these do you have, or how many can you sell?
Just the one.
Just the one.
Yes.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
The 17 plus insight plus 5, so that's a 22.
He just has one jar. This jar.
Well, what is the price of that one jar there, Deep Forest?
Hang on just a minute. He goes in the back.
All right.
Back. He goes, hey, Deep. And you hear him. He comes back out, and he says, that will be 3 gold.
3 gold. Wow. That's pretty steep. How about I give you one?
It's our only one.
It's only one.
That's the only one we got.
Hey, Syndra, are there other places like this?
Oh yes, this is just the one that's on the way to the inn.
Okay, well, perhaps we can do. I mean, 3 gold's pretty steep. Perhaps we can just someone else will have more with a better price. Thank you, Deep. We'll appreciate your business.
Yes, sir. You have a good day now.
You too.
And he picks up this gallon jug and kind of waddles back and forth, and he takes it back.
Go.
And
I'll ask Syndra as we walk out. Is that pretty steep price for that stuff?
And she says, that was just a bottle of the river water.
I unstop what I just bought.
He says, "Oh no, that's the real thing. That's the real thing." But they thought they could get you. They knew you were a newcomer. They thought they could sell you.
Okay. I say lesson learned.
Yes,
Lesson
you have
learned.
to be very careful. I wanted you to learn this lesson on your own. If I had just told you that was river water, you might not have believed me. And then you would have drank some, and then you'd have had the throat leeches, and then where would we be?
Wow. Well, all right. Well, thank you. People never
Hmm.
cease to amaze me
Um,
of their desire to deceive. It's disappointing, but invigorating at the same time.
yes. Shall we make our way back?
Oh yes, let's do. And that's I just want to talk to her, and tell her about my life story,
Okay.
and
Is there
and maybe
anything that you'd like to share a background about Val to the audience?
no, no,
Anything you want to?
no,
Okay.
not yet.
Okay.
But
I
when I do
I
with the
didn't know.
team, I will
Okay. Um. So y'all make your way back.
fade.
Uh. Yeah.
Wipe to the next team.
Y'all make y'all's way back to the House of Repose. Y'all all meet up. Y'all can hug if you want to. Whatever you'd like to do. Um. But are you guys gonna get a room for the night, or
How much is a room for the night?
How
uh,
much would it be?
you go? Now the House of Repose is, just by looking at it, you can tell that it's a little. Uh, it's going to be a little bit nicer than what you would think the Thundering Lizard would probably be, and so the Thundering Lizard would be the cheaper of the two, um, if that's what you guys want to do. But it's going to run um, a, gold piece per room, and you Weiwei and uh, Sindra would both know that it's going to be like 25, 25 silver um, for a room at the Thundering Lizard.
How many of us can sleep in a room?
Uh, there's 2 beds per room. You can sleep however many you want, I guess. Uh, Weiwei he tells you that he can stay with at the top at the Tri Toppers base. The
Okay.
Tri Toppers are the secret organization that has a handshake that he's a part of. So you don't have to worry about him. Sindra already has a room, so if y'all want to do 2 rooms, that'd be a bed a person, or if you just want to if you want to buy one and everybody y'all like share a bed, whatever you guys want to do. But the lady, she's a an elven woman, um, has the features of an elf. She comes over to you. She's the waitress there. She comes over and she says, "Yes, I've noticed that you have been here, and I see Wei. Hello, Wei. Says hello, uh, hello, Stacy, and she says, I know that I know that y'all have bought a few waters and a couple drinks. Um, it's getting late and our rooms are filling up. I just wanted to make sure that if you're going to get a room, now would be the time to do it because the crowd's fixing to come in. I know that I, I, I don't want you to get the big head, but word has traveled about the newcomers in the Colosseum that, with no name, that defeated the Raptors and then the Commandant over the past 2 days. And I see your brands. So word has spread. Um, I know you're new in town, so I just thought I would help you out.
So, do we want just one room, or do we want to do 2?
I'll split a room with Maximilian.
Yeah. I'll throw some money down for that.
So 5 silver each, I assume.
It's 1 gold, so
Silver is a tenth of the gold, so
I'll spring for gold for now for the other room.
Okay. She takes that. She says, continental dinner. Can I get you anything while I'm back at the register? Anything you guys want? We don't have continental breakfast. You're gonna have to find your pancakes somewhere else, but we do have a limited menu for dinner. We get more people to stay that way.
what's on the dinner menu?
She says, "Oh well, to actually, if you'd like, we have some of the legs of the raptors that you guys took care of in the Coliseum. If you'd like to partake of that, or we've got some beef broth soup, or some porridge. We've got some
is
nice.
the porridge vegetarian?
It can be, yes.
I'd like a serving.
Okay, so she writes down.
I'll go for some hot raptor wings.
Okay, do you want the bone in or the bone out?
The bones don't bother me at all.
Okay, and she says, "Do you want the ranch sauce, the buffalo sauce, or the atomic fireball sauce on your wings?"
Well, the atomic fireball sauce will probably be a little bit milder than what I'm used to, but I'll go ahead and go with that.
Okay. And so she writes down, I would have to think that these things are going to be like huge. I mean, it's a raptor's leg. It's going to be like a turkey leg, basically. That's the raptors are about the size of a turkey. Don't let Jurassic Park ruin your fun. They weren't as big as a kid. They were as big as a turkey. But anyways, anything else? Cinder gets a drink, and Wei orders some of the raptor wings along with Enoch, and he kind of looks back and forth and he says, "Yeah, I'll take the atomic fireball sauce too," and so she goes off, brings your food back in a few minutes. Y'all are left alone.
So, I presume we'll be taking off for where we're heading to in the morning?
Yeah, I think that's best.
We need to get a guide first.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
After I eat my porridge, I'll go to my room and start resting.
Okay.
Enoch will take a bite out of the raptor wing to see how hot this sauce really is.
Okay. Roll a Constitution check.
I was going to say, do I need to make a Constitution roll?
No. Wei will do the same.
A 10.
Tears start coming to your eyes. Your face gets a little red, but it's not a panic mode type thing.
Tastes like just like Mother used to make. Tastes real good.
Do tieflings' faces get red?
Mm.
Do they flush or?
They just get redder.
Yeah.
It goes from auburn to crimson to maroon to crimson to full out lava.
Wei got a 12, and so he holds his own a little bit better, and he looks at me and he says, "Mama used to make. I thought you've never seen a dinosaur before."
I've never seen a dinosaur before, but I've had wings from other things. A wing's a wing.
And he kind of sits back and he takes a minute to think about that.
Tastes like chicken.
Before Ty, it's Ty, right?
Yes.
Okay, Ty. Before you leave, Wei Wei speaks up, or as you get up to leave, he kind of grabs your hand and he grabs your wrist. He says, "Hang on, just a second." He says, "I don't know if I'll have time or to talk to you about this again." He says, "I have to, I have to find my ship, and I have to finally, once and for all, face Captain Lavabeard." Um, he says, "I ran the first time thinking that I could get away, and I got captured anyways. And I brought you guys into this." He says, "I've got to settle this once and for all." He says, "So I, I know that you guys have an adventure, and I'm grateful for your help in the arena." He says, "But my heart is to the ocean, and I have to make sure that I can I can sail the open seas without constantly looking over my shoulder. I have to go find Captain Lavabeard and exact my revenge."
Well, uh, I think it's noble that you want to challenge this man to stop chasing you. Um, can you do this alone?
He says, "No, but I do have some resources and some connections at the Tri-Toppers." And as he says that, he kind of goes to his necklace, and his necklace has the horn of the Triceratops, the little metal horn on it. And he says, he says, "You," and he points at Enoch. He says, "You already know the hand signal, and you," and he points to Val. He says, "You already know a lot about it." He says, "If this is just if you want to, completely up to you." He says, I can I can vouch for you guys, and you guys can try to find your place in the Tri-Toppers. Basically, join the guild." He says, "Now I can't guarantee that they'll accept you. I can't guarantee that they'll just allow you to come in. This is against protocol. You weren't supposed to see uh, all that or hear that, but y'all rolled really good perception." So he says, I can talk to Doc, um, if you'd like, and see what he says." It's He says, "Now I can't be there, but they do have some resources that could probably help you in your aid, and you could probably help them. There's a lot of different organizations out there." He says, I don't know a lot about it because I've been off to sea, but there's lots of treasure in the jungle, and people with evil and good intents try to go and find them, and try to use it for their purpose. And so there's bad people out there in the jungle. There's also probably some good people, but we want to keep this port safe. So the extra manpower would be good. If that's something that you want to do, I can work on that. If not, that's perfectly fine. It's just up to you." And he he says, um, I, I he says, I I need to know something though, so I can go and talk. Um, whenever I go back this evening.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
Am I supposed to already be there?
Yes, you're already there.
Oh,
you
Lord. Well, I had so much to say. I didn't know I was there. I thought I was still walking there.
Oh no, we did a face. I'm sorry. I thought y'all were back. So, what would you like to say?
Guys, it's been a while.
Been a while.
It's been a
Oh,
while.
sorry. No Nickelback.
That's
Not
fine.
allowed.
I have had a very interesting time with Syndra. Oh God, I forgot her name already. Syndra. And I have a lot to talk about. We as Ty mentioned, we have a choice to make. We for one, there's massive bugs out there that will kill us. Just FYI. But we have 50 doses of this that will help us if one of us gets bit. Or actually not bit. This is the insect repellent. And so it's 10 days worth for each of us, including Weiwei. But there's a thing out there called the blue mist that gives you mad monkey fever. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds like I kind of wish one of us got it so we knew what it was like.
As you say, mad monkey fever. There is a gentleman, like a tabaxi gentleman that's sitting across from you, and he has a flying monkey pet. And as you say, mad monkey disease, the monkey goes like it heard its name. Apparently,
I hope he's not affected.
He starts throwing
oh,
things.
He's infected. I don't have a cure for that.
The tabaxi grabs him by the scruff of his neck and says, "Come on, Mia," and walks him out. Puts some money down on the table and walks him out. Bad, as he's leaving. It's a baby monkey.
So, as you can see, it affects us all differently. So, but they tried to sell me. Just FYI, if we're gonna start buying stuff, I almost got swindled out of some money, and I would have bought water. And guess what? We're not gonna drink any of the water here. So
everybody spits out their water. I'm just kidding.
I will.
I look at my glass real closely.
Yes. Perhaps
Stacy
I
comes
will
over and
create
says,
food and water for us on the journey, and therefore we won't have to worry about that. So
Stacy comes over with a Voss water bottle and like refills your cups with the Voss water as y'all are talking. Sorry, go ahead.
Do I have a spell? I think I have a spell like cleanse water. I don't want to do that. I won't do that. Anyway, so I'll just kind of push it away and go, you know, I'll conjure some for us later, and when we're not around. Because from what I hear, the merchants, the prince merchants around here, they pretty much control everything as far as what we buy and sell. So it's a bit. What is the anyway?
Weiwei says there are ways around the merchants,
of course,
the merchant prince. And then about that time, Syndra like glances over at him and does like the cut it, no, stop thing, and so he just stops talking.
I'm pretty sure there is a Weiwei and Syndra. I'll nod at her. It's like everyone has their own things. If someone wants something to sell and someone gives not permission to sell, someone's going to sell it anyway on the black market. I'm fully aware of all this stuff. So, like I said, I'm a big fan of how people act, good and bad. So, yes, we don't actually have to take a guide here. We can actually take a guide that's out there in the wild already. That's already familiar with, and we can purchase him. Maybe they'll give us a better price. We may not be swindled. Um, but I know Wei. Of course, you would probably know a lot more than what we would. Plus, you, Syndra, is we might take your lead on that. As far if you have anyone you suggest, I think Wei has more at stake here as far as material with his ship, but as far as someone's life, Syndra, I'm pretty sure you would not want to steer us in the wrong direction with a nice proper guide so we can help save your life. So
Yes.
we're
About
kind of putting ourselves in your hands at this point.
Syndra will give you. She'll give you 4 names, and 4 names of 4 guides that she says these I feel like would aid you. And so one of them is Azaka, and all of these handouts are in Roll20 already. You can find Azaka, an Iku, and then there's Hugh Haxenstone. He's a dwarf, if you didn't know. And then there's 2 Tabaxi brother and sister named River and Flask. Oh, and there's those are 4 that she will give you.
She'll vouch for.
She says, well, you have to remember she's new to this city. She came here because she knew that this was the area where supposedly this curse originated from. And so she came here. She knows the princes. She's a former adventurer. She hasn't been here for very long, but she vouches for these 4. Yes.
Syndra, I'm just curious, but are you drawn to this place by this curse that you have, or is it by research that you found out this might be the place? Is it more of a spiritual thing? Is it more metaphysical? Or is it just a guess? A hunch?
She looks at you and she says, I have my ways of finding out information. You have to understand I was an adventurer too, and the treasure doesn't just sit out on the side of the road and wait for somebody to come and find it. You have to.
There was you. And you were sitting on the side of the road waiting for someone to find you.
She looks like up to the left corner with her eyes, and she's like, that doesn't make any sense.
That means you're a treasure.
She says, thank you. Anyways, I have my way of getting information. Some by arcanic means, some by people that I know. But from what I can tell, there is a place called Omu that...
City of Omu, yes.
Yes, the city of Omu. That's been lost to the jungle, that holds the key to this death curse and all that surrounds it.
Hey, wait, or Syndra as well. Will the Tri-Toppers help us with that if we were to? Is this a place where you got some of this information from?
Wei, he says, honestly, I don't know. So I haven't checked in. I got captured at sea, put in the Coliseum. I know a little bit about it from what my friend who came to visit me, who shall not be named at this point because of secrecy reasons.
Of course.
But I know that there has been a curse, but I don't know any information. He's like, I'm going back this evening. I can see what I find. And this is when he kind of goes through that spiel of I can vouch for you and see if you have the ability to join the Tri-Toppers, and if but you've got to you need to let me know something so that I can talk to the guy about the stuff this evening.
Is the Tri-Toppers, is this like a group of people, like a guild type thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Tri-Toppers seeks to create a good environment for the city. It seeks out evil. There are a few different entities that we are trying to keep out of our city. Not just this city, but other major cities throughout throughout Faerun, Faerun, and
Fair
Faerun. Yeah, Blarmiston. Um, so
Okay, that's great. So there's always the balance to everything. So who is there? Who are the anti-Tri-Toppers? Do you know who they are? How much influence does Tri-Toppers have in the city?
we're a small community um, that uh, we we are a small community that we choose to be that way. We like to work in the shadows. You're not going to see a bunch of Tri-Toppers walking down the streets, snapping their fingers.
How
Um,
connected are you politically with the princes?
we try to stay out of the politics. We believe that um, to get any change done, you have to go above or below the political level to make that change yourself. Um, Either allow the people to to learn the truth and change it themselves, or go above the politics and get some stuff done that way.
Are we like vigilantes?
You could say that.
Hmm, intriguing.
Um, the individuals that we are constantly fighting against are called the Flaming Fist. Um, they are they have a strong hold in Boulder's Gate, but they have moved out in this direction and they're trying to collect magical items from the jungle, and they have an evil intent to them. Um, he says right before I left, uh, there was some talk of some wizards in red. I don't know exactly what. That was right whenever I was leaving, so I didn't know all of the information about that though.
Okay.
He says, but there's some other. I mean, we work with the Lord's Alliance, which is kind of like the city police would be the Lord's Alliance, and then there's some good wizards called the Harpers, who kind of have the same, and so they'll like ally with them when they can. But the two evil, or the two entities that they try to go against, are the Flaming Fists and the these wizards that have shown up, and then they work alongside the Lord's Alliance and the Harpers.
We would, I mean, all four of us pretty much would know what Lord's Alliance is and Harper's. You would think, right?
He can explain it to you. It's just the city police and the wizard.
I was saying
but yes,
we would already know about that just because
Yeah.
we grew up in Faerun. So, right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good to have some leverage when it comes to a group of people that seems to establish them as good. The only issue I have here is how much power do they have? Because ultimately,
he
power.
looks at you and he says,
Can we add to that power?
He says, I'm a very strong man. Hope
Yes.
that you can tell. He flexes his muscle. He says, I've been working out. He says, but not all power, not all strength comes from the muscles and the might of a man. Sometimes it's about what you know. And there's some information, there's some people with some information that might be able to help. So that's the only reason why I make the offer. It's up to you.
Well, Ty, Maximilian, Enoch.
Something to think about.
I don't think we have a lot of time. We have to do this first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Is that right, Sindra? Do we have till morning?
She says, the sooner the better, but she says you should make sure that you are ready to go into the jungle, because the last thing you want to do is have to come back.
Right.
Oops, I forgot my phone. Top moment. She doesn't say that, but and the way that the death curse works is each day Syndra is going to look progressively worse and worse and worse.
So we don't have much
So
time.
we kind of have a lot of stuff to do tonight, like find a guide,
Yes,
and ask about these tri-toppers and see what we got to do to get into that.
She says, don't. She's, I want, obviously, I want you to go and find out whatever it is and help me. She says, but I would rather you be prepared and make it than to go out without being prepared and I never see you again and I'm no better off.
Well, I'm sure the guides here will help us prepare. So,
possibly, yes.
Hey, wait. Or any of those guides that Azaka or Iku or River and Flask or Hugh, are they a part of the Tri-Toppers? Any of them ring a bell?
Says, no. He says, I know of River and Flask. I know of Azaka. Says, no offense, Syndra, but Hugh is, I think he's got the monkey fever, or the monkey madness, the monkey fever, because he is
on the street.
No, yeah, like it comes back in through the saloon door. It's on a leash now, and he gets drugged back out. He says Hugh is crazy. Like he's just not all there.
Well, look at there. We're taking out some options here. That's good.
But don't want someone like that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Says, but
although I am very curious to see what it looks like.
Those aren't your only options. He says there are other people who've been out in the jungle and can lead you. Again, knowledge and who you know is sometimes more powerful than the politics of a situation.
All right, so Hugh's out, but you'll vouch for Azaka, and River and Flask. There's two people.
And Eku was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you know about this Iku person?
Never. I don't know anything good or bad. I've never really encountered her. She must be new.
She probably doesn't know a lot then. If she's new. How long has River and Flask been here?
Oh, River and Flask. They grew up here. I mean, they're two Tabaxi, brother and sister, and they, I mean, they started out, you know how young kids do, kind of growing up on the streets. They had a streak of run-ins um, with the officials, but they know their way. I mean, they've been here they've been in Cholt around the port their whole lives.
So they would know a lot, internal and external.
Possibly, yeah. He says, I mean, I know them. They're not a part of the Tri-Toppers, but I know who they are.
Well, if they've been here in the city quite a bit, how much have they been out in the wilds, as they say? That's going to be the most important thing for us.
Well, wait. He says now they grew up here in the city, and they would make short runs out into the jungle. Um, there are some herbs and flowers out in the jungle that can be used for medicine, and that's kind of where they got their start. And they would go and get those herbs or herbs, however you'd like to pronounce it. Enoch, how would you say it?
They would call them weeds.
Okay, so they'd go get some weeds, the right kind, and bring them back. And so they might not know out very far, but they do know the jungle. They know some of the species. They know some of the stuff about it.
But would they know enough to get us where we need to go, though? That's going to be the ultimate question.
Yes, he kind of
we're trying to
shrugs
get
his
to
shoulder.
a city that is a legend. They don't even know if it exists. So we really need someone who can identify dangers ahead of us as we're going through the jungle. And I kind of feel like if we can go in a general direction that we think. Okay, the map, this wizard map. Do I have this map?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's the one that supposedly shows the location of the city of Omu. Is that right? Or
No, it doesn't show you Omu. It shows you Vorn.
Vorn, that's right. We have to find Vorn. The Wizard's Journal from Vorn is what I have.
It's marked on the Vorn. There is an X on the map that says Vorn.
So should we find our guides tonight so the guide will be ready in the morning?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
And we can take our time since we already got our room secured for the night.
Sure.
That's right.
Do you know of anybody from Vorn? Syndra or Weiwei?
Syndra says, I'm not from here. I know I have some connections with the political powers, but I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Does any of them travel a lot?
The Weiwei or Syndra?
No, the guides that they've mentioned to us.
Well, I mean, they do whenever whenever they get hired. And Cinder goes, oh, by the way, and she pulls out another pouch and hands it to you. It's got some gold in it. She says, this is for the guides because you have to pay them per day. She hands you a bag of gold, and she looks over at Maximilian and she says, this is for the guides, nothing else. And she makes sure that she hands it to Maximilian.
I'll take it.
And let's see.
I can.
Here is Vorn on right there. Yeah. Here is the port that you're in currently. Nyanzaru, Zaru, and here is Vorn. Can you see the name?
Mhm.
So there's an X with a Vorn on it. That's what you see currently. You can't see anything else, right?
Nope.
Okay, good. Be terrible to reveal the location of everything. Yeah. So you can look at the map. You can see that there's basically two rivers that exit on either side of the port, and it is the River Shoshin Star that Vorn is on.
Should we go up the river itself, or do we want to go through the jungle? Which one would be the safest bet? I know cats don't like water, so maybe.
Well, Cinder says you'll have to talk to your guide. Maybe they know a secret passage or a shortcut through the woods, or they might y'all might need to save enough money to buy a canoe to travel upriver.
Well, we do have a sea captain with us.
And Wei Wei says, "No, I have to. I have to sit this out. I have to go find my ship and take vengeance on Lava Beard." He says, "My hope is that maybe I can call for your aid one day, and you can come and help me with that."
You don't even have to ask. I'll be there
Well,
for you.
I'll have to ask, but because you won't know if I need you if I don't ask. But I know what you mean.
You will be there for you.
I'll be there.
Okay. So what I kind of want to do right now is y'all have got some information about the guides. You've got some information about the tri-toppers. Y'all are at an inn, and so I was thinking bathroom break, and then give y'all a few minutes to talk about amongst yourself kind of a game plan, and then we can come back in and we can finish up for the night. Does that sound everybody okay with that?
Sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
All right, so we'll take a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats. We'll be right back, and we'll conclude our episode.
All right, we're back.
Welcome back. Our bladders are empty and our minds are full of decisions that we're going to be making. I think our group of adventurers is going to try to decide on a guide for this evening. They can go ahead and procure that. So, fellas, what are you thinking? This is where they do the cutaway, and like the person's like, "Well, I didn't know at first, but they talked me into it." You're sitting there at the table in the inn. You've got vegan porridge and some very spicy hot raptor wings. Cindra is there giving you some information as best as she can from what she knows with her limited time here. Wei Wei is there giving you as much information as he can, being gone and not being up to date with some of the latest news. Cindra has told you has given you some names of some guides. Wei Wei has given you a little bit of giving you a few points of advice maybe on a couple of them, and has offered to try to talk to the powers that be and getting you in the Tri-Topper Guild if that's something that you'd like to do. So there's a large half orc across the room that lets out a big belch and then a tiny little toot as he falls back asleep at the table. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I think we should probably go and interview 2 or 3 of these god possibilities. I'm kind of leaning toward Salida or Azaka or Eku, but I'm up for any of them as long as they know what they're doing.
I'm leaning a bit toward Azaka myself.
Ty,
But
what are your
interviewing
thoughts?
multiples is a good idea.
I think Azaka is probably our best bet.
Okay.
Well, Hugh, sorry, I won't be able to talk to you, but maybe
You might be able.
Maybe one day I'll be able to talk to him.
You might be able to talk to him. I mean, if y'all go, if y'all go, are y'all wanting to go before you turn in, and you're gonna go basically, and Cinder can explain this to you. You'll go before Job, who's the merchant prince, who is over the guides. All the guides that are official of the city have a documentation from him saying that they're allowed to take people out and guide them, and he gets a cut of the money that they're going to ask from you.
Right.
And so they get a certificate, he gets the money. It makes the world go around. But you can go out and speak with them, and they can go ahead and be ready. If that's what you guys want to do, if you want to go and talk to all of them.
I feel Azaka is the most appealing one at the moment, so
I can go with Azaka.
let's go speak to her. Is she close?
Okay. They'll all be staying. Well, you need to go talk to Job first. Back at the palace, the Merchant Prince Palace. But y'all can.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
We'll knock that out tonight.
As you get up to leave, Weiwei's like, it's like, what are you guys thinking? What do I need? Is this just a goodbye, or because I'm fixing to head back to the Tri-Toppers and check in. I'll try to get some information, and if I get anything new, I can bring it back to you in the morning. But
we will be out. We will be leaving first at first thing in the morning. So yes, we would love to have more information about that. Let them know about us. Perhaps.
Well, like I said, if you want me to talk, I'll talk. But it's up to you.
Talk.
Okay. And he goes and gives each of you a predator handshake, where like he grabs your forearm and walks off down. He's walking south in the market district.
South.
And so
I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah, it's if you remember, it's in the southern market district. There's an alleyway next to the butcher shop that has a Triceratop emblem, and you have the missing horn that you place in it, and it opens up. So he leaves y'all, and Cinder volunteers to guide you back to the palace the merchant prince's palace. Try saying that 3 times fast. Okay.
It's not a Paisley Palace, is it?
It's not Paisley. It's very vibrant colors. Okay. Y'all are
Hey,
walking.
Sindra,
Yes.
what can we expect from Prince Jobei?
Joe Bebe. Um, he Prince Job is all business. He is all about the gold, and so he's going to be direct and to the point. And that's, I mean, money talks to him. So he's probably not going to do you any favors unless he thinks he can get something out of it. And
He likes to barter.
he likes to make money. Yes.
Good to know. Which one of us is good with business?
I assume you're the charismatic one.
Yes, I am the charismatic one, but I don't know about
Certainly
business.
not me.
I
All
can
right.
tell. I feel
You have the
comfortable
money.
talking. Yeah, and I have the money.
He's got the purse. Not a purse, but like
It's a
a
man
bag.
purse. It's a satchel.
He's got the satchel.
It's a fanny pack.
It's not a purse. It's a shoulder bag.
He's got a Louis Vuitton fanny pack.
There you
So
Bedazzled.
y'all are walking back. Everybody, give me a roll, just a pure luck roll.
I dropped my die. What does that count for?
Whatever it lands on.
An 18.
18.
16.
16, 18,
And
10. What was yours, Ty?
18.
2 18s.
218. Okay. So Maximilian, as you're walking along, trying to psych yourself up to this conversation that you're fixing to have, and you're going through the
Slapping yourself.
hi, my name's Maximilian. What's up? My name's Maximilian. Yo, dog, my name's Maximilian. Like deciding which a bright green and purple and red parrot flies by and just poops a big poop on your shoulder. Is it a Spangler? What's the shoulder pad?
Pauldron.
Pauldron?
Baldrin. I don't know what I was.
Pauldron. P.
Pauldron. There we go.
Well, you know where I come from, Max. That's good luck.
where I come from, it's poop.
Yes, that too. It's a good omen.
Yeah.
And if you want it off, I can
Okay, so the
prestidigitation it off.
presto, it's gone.
Presto Gonzo.
Y'all make your way through the market. It's busy. Y'all are walking through. Don't notice anything really. Are y'all just
I'm
kind
doing
of
a perception check.
okay? Roll perception check.
Just to see if there's anybody following us. Any
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Because we were slaves once.
Mm-hmm. You have been freed.
And that is with perception I have +5, so that's a 13.
13. You kind of casually look. Oh, look at that! Look at that pretty bird over there. That's pretty cool. And then you kind of dart your eyes back. With your roll, anybody that was actually following you and was talented enough would know what you're doing, but you don't see anybody. You don't see anybody.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I'll be using my passive perception for the rest of the
What's your
the
passive
stretch.
perception?
15.
Okay.
I'll do a quick perception check as well.
Is there what
not
exactly?
At this moment. I'm just gonna just to make sure somebody's not watching us.
What would
No.
you? What are you looking? Is there anything in specific that you're looking for as you were looking around?
More along the lines. He wants to make sure that we're not being followed, or make sure that someone's not going to try to take advantage of us, since we just got out of the being enslaved in the pits and all that, and try to rob us or anything.
Okay. Would you roll?
13.
13. Don't. Nope. You do, however, notice the big pile of poop that Dinosaur just left, and you are easily able to avoid that. So, good job. But no, you don't see anybody following you.
I'm going to make sure that this bag of money that we're supposed to be paying for the guide, it never leaves my hand. That it's constantly closed around the top.
Okay.
And my other hand is underneath it, so
good
nobody
call.
cuts
Yeah.
the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like the holy hand grenade of Antioch. You're holding it very
That's right.
gently as you're walking along.
The holy hand grenade.
Y'all make your way through the marketplace without incident. Y'all get back to
montage.
And then y'all do like boop, and then we see y'all like trying on different robes and like drawing different swords, but y'all make your way back to the palace.
Because that sounds like us.
You said a montage.
Shopping.
Y'all having a glam up or whatever it's called. You'll make your way back to the palace. Speak to the attendants at the front. Anything? I mean, y'all walk up. The guy says, "May we help you?"
We are here to see Joe, or Joe Bebe, whatever his name is.
He says, "Joe
It pertains
Bebe."
to a guide.
Oh yes. A word of advice. I would not call him Joe Bebe to his face.
Okay.
It's Job, but
Joe. Okay.
he leads you down the corridor. This is you start going in the same way as you did previously, Val, but instead of hanging a left, you actually hang a right. Go down a hallway that you hadn't been down. You walk in, and there's a lean, muscular human, dark complected, bald head, some tattoos along his arms. He's got a vest, like a nice, like swanky vest, some big puffy Aladdin type pants. He's sitting on a pillow. He's eating some dinner, and the attendant goes in and says, Master Lord Job, there's some individuals here who are seeking a guide, and they've asked for you. Is it okay if they come in?" And he says, "I'm eating my dinner," and he kind of turns over and he sees Syndra, stops mid-sentence, and it's like, "Yes, send them in. Come on in."
Okay.
So y'all go in, and
before we go in, I'm gonna whisper to Syndra's, "How well do you know him?"
Pretty well. Not that I want to necessarily be here, but if it will help our cause, I will.
Does he know about your condition already?
No.
Okay.
No, he hasn't seen me since all this has taken place. And she walks in and she's like, Joe baby, hey.
Of course she would.
But the females are okay with calling him that. It's okay for them to.
Okay.
Privilege.
And Job says, Sindra, it's been a while.
You're bringing it all out.
Says, it's been a while. How are you, my dear? And they spend a few minutes kind of talking about, oh, do you remember the good old days? Do you remember that restaurant I took you to that one time? And yes, and they kind of reminisce for a little while. And y'all kind of just kick the dirt. And you can you can tell that this has at one time been like a relationship.
Suppose what I was getting at, yeah.
Yeah. So
history here.
Yeah, there's definitely been some history, but you see, you notice that before you walked in, it was kind of some dread to Sindra, but you can't tell if she's just playing the part now and trying to be happy, or if she's kind of warming back up.
Can I do
Anyway,
an insight check.
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
If this is all just a play.
Yep, go ahead.
That would be 14.
14. It's looking like she's been looking at this photograph, and every time she does, it makes her laugh, and she's kind of reminiscing the days, kind of,
okay.
Interested maybe a little bit again.
I think while I know this, I'm gonna go to Max and say, they have quite a bit of history together, personal history.
As you do that, you hear a huge giggle. Yes.
Maybe we can use this to our advantage.
Maybe so.
Not for nefarious reasons, just good relationships.
Right.
About that time, Cinder's like, well, I didn't actually come to catch up per se. Maybe we can at a later date, but I have some individuals who are going to go in, and this whole time he's seen the toll of the curse, the splotched skin, the sunken eye, and he's been doing a really good job of, if your wife gets a bad haircut, you just make
you look
like
pretty,
it's
sweetie.
Yeah. And so he's done a really good job of that. But she says, I've procured some individuals who I think can go and maybe get rid of this death curse that's gripped me and so many other people. And this is the first time that he acknowledges you at all. It's just been him and his former girlfriend, high school sweetheart. And so he looks to you and he says, hello, my name is Job. Nice to meet you. And
nice to meet you, fine sir.
Do a bow.
Yes, bow and say,
you don't have to. You are going to help Sindra. You don't have. Please just state your name and let me know your business, and we can take care of it. And we'll get you all set. Maybe Sindra, would you like to join me as I finish my dinner after we're done with these with our adventures here?
Well, we are here to negotiate the use of a guide through Chult. We are going to be heading into the jungle, and we would like to have someone who has been there before and is quite familiar with the territory.
Yes. Guides. That's my specialty.
I'm sure you would want to see us go as quickly as possible to help Syndra out, your friend.
Oh yes, yes. Um, he looks. He says, now I truly am thankful for this. He says, but I can't do. They set their price, and I just am the person that is the go-between between them and the customer. So, if I mean, I can talk with them, but they set their own price. I'm truly sorry about that.
Well, as you're the go-between, you may know some, I guess, shortcuts to finding the best guide for our purpose.
Oh yes, I have several guides that would do you well, and he
Inside check.
goes.
So one in particular that we already are familiar with or have heard the name, and that is Azaka. We wonder about her particular availability and her skills.
Azaka, hang on just a moment. And he goes over and right out of the room, and he says, Johan, come here, Johan. And they kind of whisper back and forth for a minute. Did you want to roll an insight, Val?
Yes.
Or okay,
Val.
Maximilian, go ahead.
Yep,
Yeah.
anybody can.
What are you looking at? Whether or not he has the best interest, or are you looking at
To see if he
At
actually
that
has
point in time when he
hours,
said that,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, so you're looking at the best interest in mind. Okay, go ahead.
11.
What'd you get, Maximilian?
I am about to roll here. Just
Okay.
one moment. Well, I clicked it, but nothing happened. Try it again. Oh, well, I clicked it, nothing happened. Then it went 3 times. So
Oh no,
we'll just
it's there. The first
Yeah.
one was a 4. The second one was a 15.
okay.
We'll say it was with advantage. So you take the 15 and
Okay, and then I'll add. I've got +1 on insight, so that's 16.
okay. So 16 with a 16, you know that he does truly care about Syndra's safety and the curse, and he does want to help you get the a good guide, but in his mind, there are several guides that could do the job as just as adequate as the others, and so he's not trying to hide anything from you.
Okay, so one guide. There's several out of a pool of guides. One guide is as good as another.
In his mind, yes, he's not trying to hide back, and he does name off Azaka and Iku. He does not name off Hugh, but he does name off River and Mist and one Salida, which you guys have already read, but you hadn't heard of her before.
Okay.
But Salida, he names her off too. So he names off 4. 3 of them are the same as what Syndra told you. One of them is new. Syndra told you about Hugh. He doesn't name Hugh. And Wei knew the 2 Tabaxi, River and Flask, and he knew Azaka as well.
Okay.
And knew that he said that Hugh was insane in the membrane. So he's talking right now. If there's anything else you guys, I mean, he's kind of at the door talking with Johan, his secretary.
What would be the price to procure one of these? Say, for instance, Azaka.
Okay. He comes back over and he says, "Yes, Azaka is available. She is here on the premises. If you would like to speak with her, you may."
Absolutely.
Okay. So he goes over back to Johann, talks to Johann for a second, and in a minute, a young, she's a native. She's Chultan. She's darker complected, just because it's tropical, and everything. So she's dark complected. Um, she uh, is very beautiful. She's got short dreadlock hairstyle, with some different beads in along the dreadlocks. She smiles, and you notice that her canines are they're a little bit longer than what you would normally see, but not like vampire or anything.
Okay.
And she walks in. She's got she's dressed like a ranger would be. So she's got like drab green kind of vest and pants, boots, and so that's kind of her look. She comes in and she says, "Yes, you called, Job?" And he says, "Yes. These adventurers have a quest that they would like to go on. They were going to venture into the jungle, and they wanted to talk to you about possibly guiding them in." And he says, "I I feel that maybe you are the best to give your resume." And so she walks over and she says, "Hello, my name is Azaka Stormfang, and I've spent my whole life here in Chult. I've spent my whole life either here in the port or out in the jungle. Uh, what would you what would you like to know?"
How often do you go on your quest into the jungle?
Um, well, I there's one thing in particular that interests me in the jungle, and it's an old family heirloom, and so on my downtime with other travelers looking for their buried treasure, I go out and look for my own. It's um it's a it's from my family's it's from my father's family.
All right.
Well, we're excuse me, sorry, Maximilian.
No problem.
Um, we're looking to arrive at Vorn as quickly as possible, whether in the jungle or upriver. Whatever you suggest is the quickest and safest route. As you can see, and I'm kind of setting this up, is as you can see, and I point over to Syndra, and
Hmm.
then I'll wait for them to like look at each other to kind of read off, like, does Syndra and her know each other? Are they like, do they smile at each other, or are they sizing each other up type deal? But I'll be like, Syndra, as you can see, we are in dire need to.
Insight check.
Okay. Insight. That'll be 23.
A 23.
23.
Um, so You know that Syndra offered her name, so she does know who she is. And you also know Wei Wei, who's not there anymore, but Wei Wei also knew her. And so she's, apparently she's pretty famous as far as gods go. If two of the two people that you've talked to know about her, but you do notice with a 23 that this is not the first time that they've met. You can tell that.
So I was wondering, like, any kind of squinting of the eye, like animosity towards her, basically. Like,
No, it's
that
not.
you see what I'm getting at? It's like if there's a chip on the shoulder, and
Yeah.
we're saying, hey, we need to help her, and she's like, oh yeah, sure, of course I'll help you, and it's like, well, I don't really,
No,
she's not that important.
with a 23, you definitely know it's not like that. I mean, this is
She's a real deal, so got it.
she knows they know each other, and they as they look at each other, they share kind of there's like a moment, where they they're kind of like, you know
Does she look
they
surprised? Like Syndra looks
no
like that? So she knows that.
no
She knows about.
mm-hmm
Okay,
yeah
then I'll
she's,
use that. Then I'll be like, I see you're not surprised at the way she looks. Are you aware of this curse?
oh yes I know of the curse, the death curse as they are calling it. It's a terrible thing. All of those that have died and been brought back, they suffer of this curse. She says, I feel their pain. Curses are not anything to be taken lightly. And
Look,
there's a moment when Syndra and her kind of look back at each other.
okay, good. That's what I wanted to see. But I'll be like, so now you know why we're here, and what we need, and how urgent it is, and that we require someone who can step up to that. So we thank you, Prince Job and Syndra, for allowing Azaka to present herself to us.
Yes, is there anything else you'd like to ask? Or
Well, it's a long journey. I'm sure we'll have a lot of time to get to know each other. And I will craft a native flower that I've seen here in Schult for her as a druidcraft, as a peace offering. And this is a way that I talk to people and show appreciation and commitment and trust.
so she takes the flower.
Eats it.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. You said that this
I'll
is
let
how
her do what she wants to do.
you said this is what you used to talk to people. Hello.
Figuratively, Osaka.
Oh. She smells it. She eats it. Thank you.
Hey, that's all knowledge. That's all good. That's all good.
Anybody else have anything?
Well, I guess there is one final thing to discuss, and that is the compensation for your services.
Yes. Well, I do have a fee, and let's see.
Chris, we already know what it is.
Okay, then what is it?
$5 a
$5
day.
gold per day.
5 gold
prepaid
plus
for
a day.
30
5
days
gold.
up front.
30 days
Uh,
up front.
So it sounds like you already know my fee.
You know better than you.
Just seems like it. If you don't remember, it's free. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, if I know that time is of the essence,
Yes.
but I also know that the heirloom from my family is out in the jungle, and I know its location. I know roughly where it is.
Well, we're on our way to Vorn. Is it on the way?
Vorn, says Vorn was a wizard that left in an adventuring group years ago. What?
That's
I
who
don't
we're
know.
searching for. And I'll get out the map. I say, look.
Oh, uh, she looks at the map and she says, if that is where you want to go, I can gladly take you there. If that's where you want to start, yes,
You're familiar with this area.
yes.
Then you had me at hello.
With the flower.
Yeah.
You little druid, you.
There anything we need to do to prepare ahead of time before leaving on this adventure?
Yeah, good call.
Do you have insect repellent, canoe?
Are we going on the water?
Yes, the best way to go is down the river. You travel faster. You see less dangers as you go. We will have
to acquire one.
No, you can buy a canoe.
And okay. Rent.
For 5 people, will we need more than one, or can we fit one?
Canoe will hold 6 people, so we will have room for all of our stuff. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Sorry,
Good.
the voice is slowly becoming its own.
It's becoming organic now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable doing this for the rest of the campaign?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Of course, yeah.
Why wouldn't I be?
Eventually, he'll just actually start speaking in another language, and we will. So
what else was need? Well,
Wait,
now I'm just gonna ask this. I'm just gonna ask this, Azaka. Is there an antidote or something for the mad monkey fever? Because I almost got swindled by someone over at Deep Forest and over at Old Deeps.
Deet tried to swindle you? That's like him.
He did. Well, it was his son. It was his son.
Deep Forest. Yeah. Yes,
he's a wily little one.
That's more believable. Yes. Deep Forest is known to try to take advantage. Now, Deet is an honorable man. Deet will always be there for you and will shoot straight. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but well, does any of what is your abilities? I mean, I've seen wizards be able to dispel the mist using a spell, but no. Okay.
I don't know if I can do that at this point in time. No.
Well,
yeah.
Well, then we will. Don't you worry. I will. There is an antidote. I will see if I can procure some this evening. You worry about canoe and a rain catcher to collect the water so that we don't drink the stream water.
Fear not. I can conjure food and water for us to your liking.
Oh, okay, then no rain catcher. Yeah?
Yeah.
So if we need canoes, we need the insect repellent, anything else that we need.
Um, no, I think that would be it. You might want to bring an extra bag or two. We might find some treasure. But going back to our price, yes. There is a fee, obviously, but if you're willing to help me, see, I've not had a party this large in a very long time, and so if you would be willing to help me try to get my family heirloom back, I can waive the fee. Uh, what I would do is I would take the deposit, the money paid forward, and then upon completing the getting the heirloom back, I will just give the money back to you. Yeah,
Mhm.
up to you.
So that is 150 gold up front.
Yes.
How long will it take us to get there exactly? By the river.
Well,
Looking at the map.
it depends on
One,
it depends
two,
on
three,
how much
five,
we how much trouble we've run into as we go. So
It appears to be about 12 days.
you can go about 20 miles per day up the river, but you can only go 10 miles a day as you walk onto the land.
Oh, yeah.
So
So if we could say quicker, then.
Yeah.
yes, that's
Yeah.
why I suggest the canoes.
Well, that's good. I have a way with nature. Maybe I can help with the getting us there.
Are you going to make bubbles in the water?
Only when I take a bath.
Are there any craftsmen whose canoes shops you would recommend over another?
Good call.
I don't want to get halfway up the river and find out we have a leak.
We have a leak.
A leaky canoe?
No, I'm saying like I'm talking like you now, Robert.
What are you talking about?
It's my slow plan to take over the world.
It's very catchy. Your voice is very intoxicating.
Is there any craftsman that you would recommend?
I have always bought from a half orc. His name is Jeep Villis. He has always steered me in the right direction, and has always. It's not built for the tough, but it is built very sturdy, and there is no leaks. Jeep Villis is a half orc. You can find him over in the port. The part. You can find him over in the bay. The bay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So when will you want to start your journey?
In the morning, if possible.
Oh, in the morning. Okay. I don't know.
Would you be able to be ready that soon?
I will. Yes, I can leave tomorrow. I don't know about the antidote for the monkey madness, though. That's the only thing. I will see what I can do. Is there any other things, or would you would you want me to go start preparing to leave tomorrow?
Start preparing to leave for tomorrow. We will be staying in Kayla's house for Repose. You can meet us there. If you're ready, if you are not, send a message as soon as you will be ready.
Oh, yes, gentlemen. Yes, thank you. I will. Thank you very much. And she turns around and walks out, and she is going to prepare, and you have your guide.
Nice.
All right.
I think we've got a good one.
I agree. Do we want to procure the canoe tonight or first thing in the morning?
Depends on whether whether this craftsman is still doing
Yes,
business this time of the
getting
night.
late.
He might be home eating dinner.
That's true.
We can swing by and see if he's there, and if he is, we may be able to have a canoe waiting for us.
And if
Okay.
not, at least we know where it is. We can go right to it first thing in the morning.
Right. I'd
All right.
say let's go to where she
And-
described.
So y'all go to the dock, and right by the mouth of the river, there is a sign over the door that says Jeep Willis, and you go and knock on the door, and nobody comes to the door.
Okay.
All right. Should we look for any other of these alchemy places where we can get more insect repellent just in case what we have isn't enough?
Actually, I
Or
might
if there
be able
is one of these
to-
antidotes?
I kind of look around. I'm not supposed to do this here because it's the insect repellent is actually a high-priced commodity here, but I might be able to decipher exactly what's in it, and since I am a man of nature, and it doesn't seem any magical properties with these. It's all
Yeah, if you
Should we go
want to do
back-
that now, you can. Well, actually,
Should we go back to the room first before you to be able to do that a little bit easier, not be seen?
sure. Yes, of course.
about that time, somebody slaps their hand on Ty's shoulder, and says, "Howdy, y'all. My name is Johnny Suzuki. I see y'all are knocking on Jeep Willis's door, probably buying a canoe. Won't you come on down to my shop?"
I remove his hand from my shoulder.
Alrighty then. How about y'all come down to my shop and buy a canoe?
If to pardon my friend, he does not like to be touched.
Oh, okay. Why don't y'all come down to my shop and buy a canoe?
I think we might decide that we want to speak to Mr. Willis first.
Oh, you don't. Mine are just as good, made out of the top plywood of the area.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Inside check that, nothing flat.
That's a 16.
16. This is a car salesman with a lemon, and he's trying to sell it to you.
I'll be like, sir, I've I understand what you're doing. It seems to be some way some people do business here in the port. But no, thank you. We hope
12 easy payments, 0 down financing.
Thank you for your time. I'll just start walking away.
All right then. And you see, like, he finds some other poor soul and walks up to him and's like, "Hi, my name is Johnny Suzuki. Would you like to buy a canoe?"
I wouldn't even buy a paddle from that man.
I'm sure he'd be willing to say the canoe, the paddle, and the river it went with.
You say paddle, and he turns around and looks at you like, "You want to buy a paddle?"
Not interested.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Right. So you'll have
If
to come
only if
back.
I would only get a paddle from him if I could use it on him.
You'll get a y'all just have to come back tomorrow for
Mhm.
tomorrow morning. You do see they open early, so it wouldn't be a problem to come back and get it. You could actually kind of just wait until you're fixing to leave. That way, you're not carrying a canoe through the city. You can just be there right at the river
Yeah,
and get the
definitely.
canoe.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, we might discuss renting it, not owning it, since we're not really gonna be here.
and then you hear Johnny Suzuki pop out. How about a lease?
But you get to act in my
What?
face before I remove your face for you.
And then he, for the first time,
That's
he's not
funny.
smiling, and he just goes, and
Poor
he
guy.
kind of just walks away.
Gods be with you.
So, y'all have gotten rid of the car salesman, hopefully forever. The used car salesman with a lemon he's trying to pawn off on somebody. So
Whew.
Back to
you,
the inn.
This is a wild place, guys. It's a wild
Yeah.
place. I'm having the time of my life.
y'all do hear some, like, a large crowd gathering. You can kind of hear some cheering off in the distance.
It's be time for a race.
You can probably gather that it's time for a dinosaur race.
Are there any dinosaurs close? Like you can see them?
That are racing?
No, like dinosaurs that are like around, like
Oh,
like
yeah.
horse stables, like where there's dinosaur stables.
Yeah. There's lots of, like, different. There's mostly the ones that carry livestock and stuff are going to be the four-legged herbivores, because they're a little more sturdy and they eat grass instead of, like, you. So you get, like, there are some small triceratops. There's some ankylosaurs. I'm sorry, all of you people out there watching, you're going to rip me for not knowing dinosaur
Right.
names. You see some. You see some mostly four-legged herbivore. No, like, brontosaurus type things.
I'm going to go up to one. I'm going to converse with one using speech of the woods.
Okay.
For I am now the circle of shepherds.
Oh,
for my
nice.
druidic circle.
Nice.
So, at second level, you gain the ability to converse with beasts and many fae. You learn to speak, read, and write Sylvan. In addition, beasts can understand your speech, and you gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions. Most beasts lack the intelligence to convey or understand sophisticated concepts, but a friendly beast could relay what it has seen or heard in the recent past.
Sure.
This ability doesn't grant you friendship with the beast, though you can combine this ability with gifts to curry favor with them as you would with any non-player character. So, I would like to purchase some. Do they have, like, any? Can you, like, feed them? Is there like a trough that has stuff in it? I want to find one that seems calm, not all restless and.
Okay. There's. You look around. Do you want one that's, like, walking down, being led by its owner home, or you want one that's just kind of stationary, waiting for its owner to
I think
leave?
looks hungry.
Okay. So you look around and you see this Stegosaurus, this young Stegosaurus, and he is tied to a leash, and you can see that there's, like, a frond of a fern that's growing up next to, and it's just out of reach of the Stegosaurus, and so he's kind of going and reaching out his neck and trying to get the leaf, and he can't quite reach it, and he's tugging at the rope that he's tied to.
Well, I will druidcraft like a whole bunch of that
Okay.
in my hand, and cast Speech of the Woods.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a cast. I think it's just an ability. Yeah, I just have the ability to converse with him. So his noises, I can understand.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
What's he mainly saying? It's not like sophisticated speech, but
Right now, before you do anything, he says, "Green stuff, come here, green stuff. Come to my face, green stuff."
I will approach him softly and communicate with him in his speech. Well, he understands my speech. And I wanted to ask him, was he born here? Was he born in the stables, or is he from the jungle?
Okay, and you're just gonna walk up and talk to him?
With as long as the beast is friendly.
Yeah.
It doesn't grant me friendship, like we're not like friends, but I can coerce him to let him know that I am friendly with all the leaves that he wants, basically. So
he quits tugging and he looks over at you and he looks at your hand. He looks back at you as you're like talking to him, and he can understand. And he says, "Green stuff, you have green stuff," and reaches out his head.
Okay, I'll give it to him.
And he goes, and he says, my mama was in the big green stuff with me, and then this brown snake pulled me to this place with little green stuff. Green stuff. Green stuff. Nom 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 nom.
Is this the green stuff out there that you like so much, or is this just here?
Just here, green stuff. Big green stuff out there. Nom 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 nom. Green stuff. Green stuff. Nom 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 nom.
So I'm just wondering if we encounter these out there, like how we can befriend them and not, be attacked by them.
Well, he looks pretty appeased just by having green stuff.
Yeah, but he's in captivity, not free green
True.
stuff all over the place. So I'll say, do you eat anything but green stuff, or is it always green stuff? Does he have sharp teeth, or are they like?
No, it's like horse molars. Yeah.
He's a herbivore. Okay.
Yeah, he's a herbivore. He eats green stuff.
Do you like apples? Sweet stuff.
Apple?
Whatever, sweet banana. Whatever.
He doesn't know what you're talking. Like he's never had an apple. He just gets to eat green stuff barely, if he can reach it.
Okay. So just green stuff.
Apple?
Yeah, I can't conjure an apple.
Thank you.
Then he says, "Then why did you mention it for?"
You get his hopes up.
I'll tell you what. Is there?
Killing me. You're killing me, man.
Yeah, I'll say. Before the night is over, I will get you one. I'll get you something sweet.
Apple?
Yeah, apple. Sounds like my 2-year-old. Apple, apple, apple. Okay, I just want to get some information. Nothing special, I guess. Hey, you take care of yourself. Maybe one day you'll be back in the big green. Where's your mom?
He doesn't know.
They didn't take your mom? Green stuff.
I don't know.
This
has a little foot feeling to it.
Yeah. What's her name?
Land Before in Time.
Whatever noise he makes. Yeah, I'll try to keep that in mind just in case we ever come across a pack.
It's actually like a so you can write that down in your notes.
Make sure you get the accent on the right syllable.
Yeah, right. There's a couple inyays that.
Hey, knowledge is power, you know. Yeah,
it's not who you know; it's whom you know.
Just ask the Googleosaurus. All right,
not the thesaurus, because that won't be accurate.
Thesaurus, yeah, the Googleosaurus. Okay. Okay. Before the night's over, I'll find something sweet for him, and I'll purchase it and give it to him. But
okay,
just hope that he, and give him
so
some green stuff too.
There's only a few shops open.
Yeah.
But great stuff. Nom 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 nom. Yeah. But he says you show him this red thing, and he takes a bite, and he says, "Apple," and then he just like devours it.
Good.
Yeah, he's your best friend. He's stalking you on Facebook and everything.
How much was it?
Is like 2 copper,
$2
copper or something. Okay. Yeah, it's not a Honey Crisp apple. It's like a Fuji apple. Unless you want a Honey Crisp.
No, we're good.
Okay.
I'm a pink lady myself. I'm a pink
or
lady
Stegosaurus. He could have had a Honey Crisp, and you gave him a Kayla apple.
Yeah. All right, brother.
You gave him a pineapple.
I'll say, well, I didn't get a lot of information. I just kind of felt like I needed to talk to him, but there's creatures like him out there. Perhaps if we can befriend them, they can be allies.
And you hear
that's their home.
Green stuff.
I waved. Yep, green stuff.
Green stuff.
Because out there is more dangerous than in here. So, more allies we can find out there, the better off we'll be. Right, Azaka?
Zaka
Oh, sorry, she's not even there.
No. I was like, I don't have to bring that accent back out yet.
I cast... no, I don't cast anything.
You're going to cast a message. You're going to really mess with her. What?
I'm all good.
All right. So, we will. Anybody else want to talk to another animal or go?
What kind of? If I wanted to wild shape into that kind of creature, I forgot I have wild shape now that I'm level 2. So, is that possible?
It depends on the challenge rating, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what I got here. Wild shape at 2nd level. Following tables, blah blah blah. I'll figure this out later. Just want to make sure I can actually.
Usually at second level, it's something more like a bear or maybe a giant spider or something. The scorpion. Giant scorpion, that is.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm not sure what the CR rating is on those dinosaurs.
Let's see.
There's one that's CR of 2. It's a plesiosaurus.
That's not actually a dinosaur.
Plesiosaurus is not a dinosaur?
No.
Oh, it's a waterfowl, water creature.
Yeah, that's the Loch Ness monster.
Yep.
Well, if it plesiosaurus is you, I'll just have to find Pterodon. That's a
If we can look into what
an Allosaurus.
Okay.
What kind of beast was I just talking to? What were they called?
I said a stegosaurus,
Oh,
but
stegosaurus,
I was just coming up with a random dinosaur
Right.
from my childhood that I can think of off the top of my head. So
Well, if there's one I can wild shape into, I'll do a stegosaurus.
Yeah, you could probably do one of.
And just maybe use stats for something else.
are you wanting to do that right now?
No. Just,
Okay.
just
I'll look
knowing
into
I
it
can
and
do it.
yeah, I'll look into it and let you know for future reference.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
No, not really.
Okay. So
Especially
y'all,
getting paid enough for when you get back to the inn.
so y'all make your way back to the inn. Everybody, roll me a insight check.
Insight.
8.
9.
19.
Oh,
I'm just
Okay.
happy I got to say a stegosaurus.
Actually,
Maximilian,
absolute is
you
11.
don't just out of the corner of your eye, somebody who is kind of out of place, out of character, goes walking by. There's a gentleman. He's in a very nice but very gaudy and corny long robe, and he looks like the kind of person that has enough money that he can buy whatever he wants, and he thinks that if he buys it from a very expensive store, then it has to look good, and so he wears some weird stuff. And he's got belts that are leather belts that are wrapped around books that he's carrying as he's carrying along. Just somebody kind of
Somebody's a nerd.
yeah. Yeah, so he kind of walks by out of place, and he's kind of going back the way that you are coming. You walk by, you kind of make eye contact, and he says, "Oh, hello," and just kind of starts to keep walking, and then,
Excuse me, sir.
oh yes,
You seem a little out of place in this area of town.
well, I had a late flight in, and so I'm just trying to get to the palace where the princes dwell. Am I on the right track by chance?
I would say, depending on which prince you need to talk to.
Oh, I was going to go and talk to all of them. Oh, by the way, I am Volatram Gadarm, Voltram Gadar, does that ring a bell?
You don't know your name? No.
Well, I have so many things to remember sometimes. Um, you, uh, well, let's see. Maximilian, you and Ty probably would know this individual. He is a adventurer from Baldur's Gate, and even uh, oh, Watergate. No, Waterdeep. Watergate was something. That's another.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
That's another
water,
RPG.
yeah, Waterdeep. Um, he is an adventurer, and he's been going through and chronicling all the different monsters. And
Okay.
he's putting together a book called Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Okay.
And-
So just I think that we're new to the city ourselves. I'm not sure we could point you in the exact right direction. So good journey.
If
Oh,
you keep on going that direction, avoid the canoe salesman.
the canoe salesman?
Yeah.
Oh, just thank you. Speaking of salesmen, would you like to buy a book?
What kind of book?
Let's say it's a slightly used first edition of the book that I've been writing over the last couple of years. It's about the different monsters of the area.
It'd be useful.
Yeah.
Very useful.
How much?
Yes. How much?
Inside check.
Okay, go ahead and roll an insight check.
That's a natural 20. So that's 25.
Boom.
Okay. Yeah, this is Volo from Volo's Guide to Monsters, and he's got his books on a leather strap with a lot of information about monsters.
Wow.
And he's on his way to the Prince's Palace to try to sell some and see if he can get there some business here.
This may be a very good purchase for us.
So how much gold? How many?
Well, this is like I said, a used first edition, so it will be very popular once you get famous and everything, because the first edition is a first edition, of course. But 25 gold.
Ooh, that's pretty steep.
Okay,
I
okay.
will pay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying.
I will say, I will. Thank you for the warning about the canoe salesman. Thank you for pointing me in the right direction. I will go 18 gold.
Will you sign it?
It is already signatured, of course.
Signature.
He opens it up. It says Volo, aka Volo from Volo's Guide of Monsters. Yes, it's really me.
Yeah, I'll knock it out, man. I'll pay for this one.
Thank
Okay. So mark 18 gold off. And you now have Volo's Guide to Monsters, and any of the monsters that you guys encounter in game, if you would like some sort of descriptions about them, I will be glad to help you out on that. It's not like I can't tell you their, I can't tell you their armor class or their,
Hit points.
I can't tell you their hit points or anything, but I can tell you, like, they might be more susceptible to fire damage than ice damage, or they might have a breath weapon that puts people to sleep, so don't go up right at the very beginning. that kind of thing.
Provided, of course, we have enough time to read this while we're being attacked by the thing.
True. The way
That's fine.
it doesn't. I assume it is you are reading and studying as you go along, and so either that or give it to somebody else on your off turn and let them be thumbing through the pages. So,
Oh, hey, just FYI, I have herbalism kit as my. Can I roll for that? The proficiency? It's in my proficiency tools to help with deciphering
oh yeah.
what's in the thing. Okay.
So, unless y'all want to do something else, we'll say that y'all make your way back to the inn, settle down for the night, and you can make that roll to try to figure out the formula. And this is, you bought the big jar,
Yeah.
and so I'll say you can take a fourth of the 50. So, well, we'll
12 and a
say,
half.
yeah, you can take that and use that amount to try to figure it out. So you can have up to 4 chances to figure out what you need.
Okay.
But you're gonna have to. You can only do it once per day. We'll
Right.
say that. So you can go ahead and roll to try to figure out the formula, and you can use your herbalism kit that gives you whatever advantage that would get you.
Which modifier can I add to it? Which ability or attribute?
The
Strength,
herbal.
dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma.
It'll be a nature check. So
I think that's intelligence.
intelligence.
Yeah. So intelligence. There you go.
Wow. Okay. So you rolled a 22. With a 22, you take a minute. You focus. You take out some herbs that you have there, and you take a smell, a taste, kind of work it together, and takes you about 5 minutes, but you've essentially cracked the 12 herbs and spices and have the finger licking good insect repellent now.
Nice.
And
thank you.
It's not necessarily uncommon plants, and so you can reasonably say you could spend 50 copper pieces and make as much as you bought the 50 usages of it.
Okay.
So you can pay 50 copper and have those materials for 50 uses.
Okay. Done and done.
Right.
How long will that take me? Because this is like at night, so
You would surmise that you could probably just, if you wanted to take like 30 minutes when you wake up the first day in the jungle, you might be able to go and pick them and
Okay.
do it for free. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to let you kind of forage for it. If you
Okay.
want to, you can go and buy them, and I'd say 30 minutes at like around a campfire at night. If you wanted to make some, you could do
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
that. Feel like this is probably a good point to stop for tonight because it's getting pretty late, and we kind of need to plan for now that we know the guide and
A lot of success tonight, guys. A lot of success.
Mhm.